God wants to deliberately explode his glory upon the earth. Coming here tonight, I saw cars lined up everywhere. And I saw the crowd everywhere outside. And I told him, I said, this place is too small as venue. But God is doing certain things very deliberately. We came back yesterday from Sokoto for a crusade in the seat of the caliphate. Now what we saw in Sokoto yesterday, 2 days, was a confirmation to us. The place we used, we were told that for the last 25 years, it has never been given to church or for Christian for use. In the last 25 years. Now, what we saw on that ground, in terms of the massiveness of what we saw on the ground, the vice president of chairman of Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria for the Northwest said he's been in that land for 45 years. He hasn't seen a thing like that. Muslim man who was born in that land, they haven't seen a thing like that. Crowds were everywhere. And somebody was wondering, this is not Lagos. This is not Port Harcourt. This is Sokoto, the seat of the caliphate. We went to the IDP camp where, I don't want to get into that now. But the summary of it is, we are in a season of glory. That, God is ready to do something so unusual that if you are ready right now, the Bible said the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the seas. God is in a hurry to overrun the earth. He's in a hurry to saturate the earth with his glory like the waters cover the seas. And he is looking for glory carriers. He's looking for glory transmitters. He's looking for bearers of the glory. I'm not here to preach so much tonight. But what is my way into the glory? Except a corn of wheat fall to the ground and die, it abides alone. But when it dies, it bringeth forth much fruit. He said, now the hour has come where the Son of Man must be glorified. And if you must see that glory, the corn of wheat must fall and die. Death to self is a capital requirement for experiencing glory. Death to self. When you come to the point in your life where you are not struggling for fame, you are not struggling for name, you are not struggling for glory, you are not struggling for applause, you are not looking, you are not trying to brag or to pose, you are not trying to prove a point, but you are saying, Lord, here am I, this is my life, just do with me what you want to do. I am ready not to be visible. I am not struggling for visibility, but I want you to be seen. I want you to be known. I want you to be heard. I want you to be felt. If you are going to come to that point, Dunsin, and every music minister here today, when you will let God know, no matter how much people clap for you, no matter what people say about you, bring yourself to the point. I tell people, I say, when you hang around men, they will tell you how big you are. When you hang around God, he will tell you how small you are. That was what happened to Isaiah in the year that King Uzziah died. When he went into the presence of the Lord, he saw his nothingness. He said, woe is me, for I'm an unclean man. This was a man that had been preaching, that had been prophesying. Everybody celebrated him. But when he saw the almightiness of God, he saw the nothingness of himself. If we can only permanently, tenaciously press into God in the place of nothingness. Lord, I am nothing. Lord, I have achieved nothing. Lord, I have become nothing. Lord, I'm looking for nothing. One day somebody came to look for me at the church. And he said, where is the general overseer? And I said, if you see the general overseer, what would you want to tell him? And she said something like, it's not you I'm looking for. Show me the general overseer. Maybe I didn't look general. I said, all right, go ahead and look for him. Death to self. I don't know what this means to you tonight. But when you leave this place, you go before God. Is there any area of my life where I'm struggling for glory with you? Is there any area of my life where my pride and my arrogance, ostentation, braggadociousness is stopping you from doing what you want to do in my life? Death to self. Secondly, following divine pattern for your life. God told Moses, see that you build everything according to the pattern that was shown to you on the mountain. In Numbers 25 and in verse 9, according to the pattern that I showed you. And when Moses built according to pattern, the glory landed at the dedication of the temple. I realized that when the pattern is followed, the glory must flow. The pattern of God for your life. What is God's pattern for your life? What is God's pattern for your assignment? What is God's pattern? We live in a generation today where everybody wants to be like everybody. And I want to talk to music ministers. There are billions of sounds in heaven. We must not all sound alike. There are billions of sounds in heaven untapped. I've seen revelations before where I saw myself lying in the presence of the Lord, and all of a sudden I realized that this is not an earthly realm, and I was hearing sounds coming from the ground. After that I realized that there are billions of sounds. Today everybody want to be like everybody, want to sound like everybody, want to sing like everybody, want to use the same phrases, want to use the same. I'm so sorry to say this here, but I've heard songs where it is like a lyrics from this one, lyrics from that one, and lyrics from this one packaged together to form a song. We don't have to do that. We are going to see greater glory if we can step and press into God and receive original sounds with the lyrics of them and minister it to our generation. It will cause an explosion of fire and glory like we have never seen before. We need to begin to hear about songs that rose the dead. We need to begin to hear about songs that open blinded eyes, that open deaf ears. We need to hear. In a dry and thirsty land where there is no other Lord, let me see your power and glory as in the sanctuary. In a dry and thirsty land where there is no other Lord, let me see your power and glory. I see. A woman had what they medically call oligohydramnios. Amniotic fluid was low. The fluid in the womb of the woman wasn't enough for the baby. It was a day emergency. She was listening to that song in a dry and thirsty land where no water is. Let me see your power and your glory. Sang it for a while, listened to it for a while, reveled in it for a while, and went back to the hospital. Adequate fluid. The fluid was created on the spot. Beloved, we are here in a dimension, in a realm where God wants to do drastic things. Let's receive the music. Let's receive the melody. Let's receive the message. And let's receive the mantle that is on it. There is a mantle that is on it. It is the mantle that breaks the battle. It is the mantle that tackles the battles. Let death to self happen. Let divine pattern be followed. And then let continuous obedience be followed. This beginning of miracle did Jesus in Cana of Galilee and showed forth his glory. What was the beginning of the miracle? Whatsoever he saith unto you, do. That was the secret of that glory. Whatever he said unto you, do. Fill the water pots with Water. Whatever he said unto you, when you leave here tonight, what you are going to be crying out to God is, what are you saying to me? What if you are lacking in glory? It means there is something God is saying you are not hearing. What are you saying to me? Whatsoever he said unto you, do it, is the secret. Whatsoever he said unto you, do it. 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 Is the secret. Lift up your hands everywhere you are. Thank you, Master.